everybody, welcome to another video. On today's video I have this Volvo V50 2012. This is a petrol automatic and I'm going to be changing the transmission fluid in this car. So I've got a kit to do so. I've got this kit here from Febi Bilstain. I've got 6 liters of oil and a filter. So I'm going to be measuring how much oil it comes out, so I can feed the I can refill the exact same amount of oil into the transmission. So I'm gonna start by just gonna take this cover off. For this cover just plugs out, basically it's just plugged in there, which I already sort of removed it, and then that gives us a little bit better access here. Now there is 2 clips holding this bit here and a rubber band. There is a rubber band that ties from there to there. Just want to take it out. Literally it's like a rubber ring like this. The clips that hold this in there, you just push the center and then it will release the pressure and you'll be able to take that up. And the other thing is you want to undo these clamps here. That is either a flathead screwdriver or a 7mm socket. You can undo these so you can remove this rubber boot here and take it out. That will give you a little bit more free access to remove this. And this literally unplugs out. I've already unplugged it. It literally is plugged into there and another one at the back. So you have to just pull it up, and same on this end, and the whole thing will come loose. And the reason I'm doing this is to get access to the fill hole for the gearbox. So this pipe here is connected to the side of the filter box here, just down here. So we want to disconnect that as well. Alright, you could potentially lift the whole air filter box here with that connected. It's not, you can actually just flex it up a little bit, but to disconnect this you really need to pull hard on it, because it's just got a little rubber ring in there holding it in there. So if you pull a little bit hard, it just comes out. Now the whole thing is falling apart, but there we are. So the idea is to get access to that. That there is the fill hole for the transmission. We want to undo that before we drain the oil, just to make sure we have no issues with that. Okay, so gonna need one of these. This is an Allen key size. What size is that? Size 8. Get it in there and open that. Okay, so that wasn't tight at all. So now I'm just gonna leave it there, and we can now get the car up and drain the oil. So looking at the car from underneath, transmission is here, engine is here, that's the oil filter there. Not sure there should be, I think there should be a cover down here, but it's not here, so in any case might be missing. Nevertheless, these are the two holes we want to open to drain the fluid. They're both the 8 mil Allen key. You can use the same one we use for the top. And here's my measuring jack, because I'm gonna try to measure whatever comes out of there so I can fill it back in same amount. Okay, I'm gonna open this one first and then that one. There isn't a lot of oil that comes out of that one normally. Okay, just gonna leave that drain for a little while and then tackle the other side. Okay, now that's just dripping tiny bits, so I'm gonna put the transmission sun plug back on. And then, to be honest, around 2 liters came out of there, and I think another 4 or so come out of there, so I'm going to empty my container into another container because this is only a 5-liter container, so I don't want it to be overflowing here. By the way, I drove this for about 10 minutes before doing it, so the oil is actually hot. And whenever I open this, it comes out like an explosion. Same will happen with that side. I experienced that when I did the Volvo XC60, which is exactly the same procedure. So I'm gonna let that drain till it's dripping, and then we can then just close. I'm gonna close that one as well. And unlike the XC60, the filter on this one is a little bit more of accessible. It's just sitting there. So, but there might be some fluid that will come out of there as well. So just make sure that finishes draining, and then we'll tackle the filter. So this is the part number, or the number of the fluid I'm using. Came as a kit. It's not the red type of ATF fluid, it's more like a yellowy type of fluid, and that's the filter there. Let's take this filter out. that's the filter there, sitting inside of this casing, and that casing is a 32 mil. You're gonna need a 32 mil socket to undo it. And I'm gonna put a little bit of grease or oil around this O-ring here for refitting purposes. Now I'm gonna fit that back. Around 3.5 liters came out of here, and around 2.2 liters came out of there. So I'm going to take the little filter out. Again, try to catch the oil. So whatever oil is coming out of there is just going onto there. Just trying to catch anything that comes out. Just keep that little clean. Got my new filter. Put it on there by hand as much as you can. Make sure it's going in the correct direction. And don't over tighten that. That's really like a 8 Newton meters or something. So just make sure you don't damage it, or you'll need another one. You can always, once we put the oil and you run the transmission and whatnot, you can check if there's any leaks around here. That's why it's a good idea to have everything nice and clean when you finish. Right. You can just see the filter there. It sits on top of that cover up there. Okay, so filter is on. These are closed. Now I'm gonna measure the oil, bring the car down, and we top up some oil. Okay, got my funnel here, the one I'm gonna use for putting the oil in. And that's what I'm going to do. So I measured 5.8 liters that come out of there. That's probably why you get 6 liters with the kit, because I think give and take maybe 5.85 is what I'm going to put. 5.9 maybe I'm going to refill in there. So that is what I'm going to do next. And perhaps you don't really need to see me pouring that 6 liters of oil in there. So I'll just go ahead, get on with that, and once I'm ready, we'll continue the video. Okay, I finished filling the oil. Now can just remove these and put our bolt back on. Okay, just tighten that up. And that's it. Now we can refit everything back. Do clean the area a little bit if any oil is dropped around, just so you know everything is nice and dry there. So this literally goes on there. Just plugs in. Plugs in there as well. Okay. Couple of clips. That's it. That goes there. So just gonna put that in there. Okay, so once you finish putting everything on there, we're gonna start the car and just get the gearbox through the gears so the oil can go around. Okay, car starts fine, no warning lights, nothing like that. Just gonna switch that off, and so you just wanna go from P to R. There's no bangs, there's nothing like that going on. Just leave it there for a few seconds. All we want is the oil to run through the gears, because we obviously removed it and we just fit it back. So I just want to do that. Go to N again, leave it a few seconds, and we're gonna do the same with P. And after I'm satisfied there's no weird noises or bangs or anything like that, then I'm going to take the car for a little test drive. But this is the last step here. There's nothing else that we need to do really. So provided you drain the oil and you fitted the same amount of oil back in there, then you shouldn't really have any issues. After a quick test drive you could have a look underneath, make sure there's no oil leaking from any of the plugs or the filter. So that will be more of a double check to make sure you haven't got any oil leaks from the transmission. And then happy days. So all of this seems very smooth at the moment, so I'm quite happy with that. So what I'll do is now go for a little test drive, and if there's anything dodgy happening, then I will report it. But otherwise it's a fairly straightforward transmission fluid change on these cars. So having said that, I hope the video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.